In the world of American politics, genuine surprises are rare. The halls of power in Washington, D.C. are often filled with predictable debates, partisan speeches, and carefully choreographed moves. Yet, every so often, an event occurs that no one could have anticipated. An event that challenges the very foundations of how we think about political alliances and the boundaries between left and right. On December 10, 2025, such a moment unfolded, sending shockwaves through the Capitol and beyond. News outlets scrambled to cover the story, while politicians and pundits alike were left speechless, trying to make sense of what had just happened. The meeting was between two figures who, on paper, could not be more different. Medea Benjamin, a lifelong left-wing activist known for her relentless pursuit of peace and social justice, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, a conservative congresswoman famous for her outspoken views and controversial stances. Their handshake was more than a simple greeting, it was a symbol of defiance against the entrenched divisions that define modern American politics. Benjamin, who co-founded the anti-war group Code Pink, entered Greene's office not to stage a protest or deliver a list of demands, but to offer something rarely seen in the halls of Congress: gratitude. She thanked Greene for her recent anti-war stance, recognizing a shared value that transcended their many differences. After the meeting, Benjamin took to social media to publicly praise Greene's position. Her post quickly went viral, sparking a political firestorm. Supporters and critics from both sides of the aisle weighed in, some applauding the gesture, others condemning it as a betrayal of core principles. The event forced many to reconsider the nature of political alliances. It raised difficult questions. Can ideological opposites find common ground? What does it mean to work with someone whose views you fundamentally oppose? The debate raged on talk shows, in op-eds, and across dinner tables nationwide. In a political climate where crossing party lines is often seen as an act of betrayal, Benjamin's praise for Greene broke the unwritten rules. It challenged the notion that cooperation is weakness, and that dialogue with the other side is forbidden. As we explore this remarkable story, we'll delve into the backgrounds of both women, examine the explosive reaction on social media, and consider what their brief alliance reveals about the ongoing struggle for peace in a nation deeply divided by ideology. Their meeting is a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful statements come from the most unexpected places. In the end, it's these rare, unexpected meetings that can reveal the deepest truths about our politics, and perhaps offer a glimmer of hope for a more united future. To truly grasp the impact of this story, it's essential to understand who Medea Benjamin is, and why her activism matters. Medea Benjamin is not just another protester. She's a force of nature in the world of peace activism, someone whose name has become synonymous with bold, uncompromising dissent. For over 40 years, Benjamin has been at the forefront of movements challenging U.S. foreign policy. She's traveled the globe, standing with communities affected by war, and has never shied away from confronting power, whether in the halls of Congress or on the streets. Her activism is relentless, marked by a willingness to disrupt the status quo and demand accountability from those in charge. In 2002, Benjamin co-founded Code Pink, Women for Peace, a grassroots organization that quickly became famous for its creative, theatrical protests. Members, often dressed in bright pink, use humor, art, and direct action to draw attention to the human cost of war and the dangers of unchecked military spending. Their message is clear: peace is possible, and it's worth fighting for. Code Pink's far-left identity is rooted in a deep commitment to slashing the Pentagon's budget and ending U.S. military actions abroad. The group is unafraid to criticize both Democrats and Republicans for supporting war, insisting that true progress means prioritizing diplomacy and human rights over endless conflict. Benjamin's uncompromising activism has led to multiple arrests and a reputation as a radical outsider. She's been dragged out of hearings, detained at protests, and banned from official events, but these risks have never deterred her. Instead, they've fueled her resolve to keep pushing for change. For her supporters, Benjamin is a hero, someone who speaks truth to power and refuses to back down. For her critics, she's a disruptive force, willing to break the rules and challenge the mainstream in pursuit of her ideals. So when Benjamin publicly praised Marjorie Taylor Greene, a far-right congresswoman, it shocked many. To some, it seemed to contradict her lifelong opposition to to conservative politics and her reputation as a progressive firebrand. Yet, for Benjamin, anti-war action has always come before party loyalty. She believes that building unlikely alliances is sometimes necessary to advance the cause of peace, even if it means crossing political lines that others refuse to touch. This willingness to reach across divides, while controversial, is not entirely new for her. It's part of what makes Medea Benjamin and Code Pink such unpredictable and influential players in the ongoing fight for peace. On the other side stands Marjorie Taylor Greene, a polarizing Republican from Georgia's 14th district. Known for her outsider status and embrace of conspiracy theories, Greene built her brand on challenging the political establishment. Her America First philosophy means skepticism of foreign aid and military intervention, insisting U.S. resources stay at home. This stance often puts her at odds with traditional Republicans. Greene's confrontational style and controversial remarks have made her a lightning rod for criticism, but also a hero to her base. Her consistent opposition to foreign wars is the rare point of overlap with Benjamin. It's this shared anti-war position that brought two ideological opposites together. The meeting might have gone unnoticed if not for social media. On December 10, 2025, Benjamin posted a photo with Greene, thanking her for her anti-war voice in Congress. The post went viral, stunning followers on both sides. Progressives were shocked to see Benjamin with a right-wing figure. Conservatives were equally surprised by Greene's embrace of a radical activist. The image became a symbol of an alliance that defied political logic. Social media amplified the outrage, fueling debates about political purity and alliances. The tweet shattered the illusion of a simple left-right divide. Benjamin's post forced a reckoning with the complexities of modern political identity. The backlash was immediate and bipartisan. On the left, Benjamin's allies accused her of legitimizing Greene's controversial views, arguing that anti-war unity couldn't excuse other disagreements. Some saw the photo op as normalizing extremism, while others called it a betrayal of progressive values. On the right, Greene faced criticism for associating with Code Pink, a group many conservatives view as anti-military. Commentators accused Greene of betraying core conservative principles. The episode exposed deep divisions within both political camps. For some, any collaboration with the enemy was unacceptable, no matter the cause. The controversy revealed how rigid and tribal political identities have become. Even shared goals can't always bridge the partisan divide. To make sense of this unlikely alliance, many turn to the horseshoe theory. This idea suggests that the far left and far right, while seemingly opposed, sometimes end up closer to each other than to the political center. Both extremes distrust the establishment and seek radical change, though for different reasons. Benjamin opposes war as imperialist and immoral. Greene opposes it as a waste of American resources. Their shared enemy is the bipartisan consensus on interventionist foreign policy. Critics argue that horseshoe theory oversimplifies, ignoring the vast differences between the two sides. While they may agree on a single issue, their visions for society remain fundamentally opposed. Still, the Benjamin Greene meeting was a striking example of how political extremes can converge, if only briefly. It's a reminder that alliances can form in the most unexpected places. Under fire from all sides, both Greene and Benjamin defended their meeting. Greene emphasized that her anti-war stance transcends party lines, arguing that peace is a universal value. She called for building bridges, not walls, to achieve shared goals. Benjamin echoed this, insisting that ending war requires the broadest possible coalition, even with unlikely allies. She argued that real change in Congress needs votes from both parties. For both women, the anti-war cause justified crossing ideological boundaries. Their responses highlighted a pragmatic approach, focus on results, not purity. In a polarized era, they made the case for issue-based alliances. Sometimes progress means working with those you least expect. Anti-war sentiment has a unique place in American politics, cutting across party lines. On the left, it's rooted in opposition to imperialism and the military-industrial complex. On the right, it's about national sovereignty and fiscal responsibility. Both sides question the cost and purpose of foreign interventions, though for different reasons. When Congress debates military aid, unlikely coalitions can form, progressives and populists voting together. This convergence is rare but powerful, showing that shared goals can unite even the most unlikely partners. The Benjamin Greene alliance is a vivid example of this phenomenon. Sometimes the cost of war is the one issue that brings opposites together. The Benjamin Greene story is more than a political oddity, it's a lesson in the possibilities and risks of dialogue. In a world where political lines are drawn deeper every day, their willingness to sit down together stands out as a rare act of courage. It's not just about two people from different parties, it's about challenging the very idea that we must always be at odds with those who disagree with us. Their story invites us to imagine what could happen if more leaders, and even ordinary citizens, dared to reach across the aisle. The backlash they faced shows how rigid political identities have become, with any cross-party cooperation seen as betrayal. Social media outrage, angry op-eds, and even threats from within their own parties followed. It's a stark reminder of how tribal our politics have become, where loyalty to a group can sometimes outweigh the desire to solve real problems. The cost of dialogue, it seems, can be high. Yet their meeting suggests another way, focusing on shared goals, even with those we disagree with on everything else. When people come together around a common purpose, surprising alliances can form. It's not about ignoring differences, but about recognizing that progress often requires cooperation, even with unlikely partners. Their example shows that compromise isn't weakness, it's a necessary ingredient for moving forward. This doesn't erase deep differences, but it shows that targeted cooperation is possible. Even small agreements can build trust and open the door to bigger changes. It's a reminder that democracy thrives not on uniformity, but on the ability to work through disagreement. Building bridges is essential for democracy. Refusing dialogue leads only to gridlock. When we stop talking, we stop solving problems. The willingness to listen, to negotiate, and to find common ground is what keeps societies moving forward. Without it, we risk becoming stuck in endless conflict. As Greene said, finding common ground is how we all win, and how peace, both abroad and at home, becomes possible. It's not just about politics, it's about building a society where everyone has a stake in the future. When we choose dialogue over division, we create space for hope and for real change. Their alliance forces us to ask, is loyalty to our team more important than progress on the issues we care about? Are we willing to risk criticism for the chance to make things better? These are questions that go beyond politics, touching on our values and our vision for the future. There's no easy answer, but their story offers a glimmer of hope. It reminds us that even in the most divided times, change is possible if we're willing to try. The path to peace is never simple, but it always begins with a conversation. Even in divided times, dialogue and common ground are still possible. The Benjamin Greene story challenges us to look beyond our differences and imagine what we could achieve together. In the end, the choice is ours. Remain divided, or take the first step toward understanding and peace.